welcome to another episode of Friend Outdoors.
On today's episode, our team is headed out west to southeastern Wyoming in pursuit of pronghorn antelope with our archery equipment. Our trip was full of challenges, such as temperatures near 100 degrees. We saw our first rattlesnake, as well as some mule deer, mountain goat, elk, and a bunch of antelope. Bow hunting in a blind near a water hole was a very warm but exciting experience. Will our team be successful? Here's what happens. On this trip, we noticed that the ranchers would use windmills and these solar panels to get the pumps to pump the water into the water troughs. Here, right after daylight, we have a mule deer doe and her two fawns coming to this water trough. The action was a little slow at our first setup, so our guide decided to move us to a different water hole. Once we got in the blind, we didn't have to wait but about 15 minutes, and we had antelope heading in our direction. With several antelope bucks in the area, you just had to be patient and hopefully you'd get a shooting opportunity.
Well, the wind's picked up a little bit, but antelope are really moving. We've seen a bunch of bucks already today. Just trying to get the right one to come in, give us a shot. It's been pretty warm in these blinds, over 100 degrees. It's just been miserable. First day we sat there 15 hours, then we sat 10 hours yesterday. Then we sit today. We've been here about 5 hours so far. So a lot of antelope. You'll see them moving off in the distance time to time. Sometimes they head this way. They're starting to get interested in does. So we're just going to keep after them. There's some does coming. There's a pretty nice one. There's a pretty nice one. Yeah, I believe I'll shoot this one. You should be able to see him here in just a second. I just shot an antelope and shot him 26 yards, but I hit him too far back. He only went about 90 yards. He's out there laying down. Just gonna sit here and watch him. Hopefully he won't move. Sometimes every shot's not perfect. All we can do is wait.
This group of antelope does come into the water hole, but look off into the background. You could see for miles. As we sit here and watch the antelope that I'd shot laying in the prairie, another antelope comes in and decides he's going to pick a fight. Well, maybe not. He's having second thoughts.
bud. Here he is right here. Yep. Here we are hunting. Here we are hunting in Douglas, Wyoming. First antelope trip with Walter, Angie, and myself. Walter got a nice antelope yesterday. Quite a bit bigger than this one, but I'm very pleased with getting this one. Second day of the hunt. We just got Angie, and I'm sure she'll get a bigger one than both of us. But it's been a great trip. We've had a great time, seen a lot of antelope.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. We want to give you a quick recap, backstory of this particular trip. When we decided to go to Wyoming to hunt antelope, we went ahead and decided to leave a few days early, drive out to South Dakota, and look at Mount Rushmore. Once we left Mount Rushmore to drive on down to southeastern Wyoming where our hunt was going to take place, during this trip we saw a lot of different animals not native to where we live. We saw elk, we saw antelope, mule deer, we seen jackrabbits. There were a lot of hawks out there. We saw rattlesnake, a lot of different animals. So when we got down to meet our guide in Wyoming, and he took us out the evening before our hunt would take place, and he showed us where we would be hunting. And we were going to be hunting out of blinds on water holes. Again, there were a lot of antelope there coming and going. You could see them. Out there, it's like the ocean, it really is. It's grass as far as you can see, very few trees. I mean, you can literally see antelope coming at you for miles. So the next morning we went in to begin our hunt, and we didn't see much. We could see them way off in the distance, but none of them was coming to our water source except a mule deer and 2 fawns. They got a drink and off in the prairie they went. So the guide, a little bit later, he come and got us, and he took us to another spot where he saw a lot of antelope going to drink. So we went there and we got in the blind, and during the course of this hunt, you will see, or should see, a lot of antelope. It's just how picky, how choosy are you going to be. If you wait, you can get, a better antelope. It's just putting in the time. The downside is, I mean, we hunted 3 days, and 2 days it was 100 degrees. The third day it was 98 degrees, and you're in a blind in the sun. We did have a little bit of a breeze out there, and it would like pick up like the sand and throw it on you. So that was different. We was getting water, and we was getting it as cold as we could, in the hotel, and then taking a cooler with us to try to last all day long because we weren't coming out. So finally, at this hunt here, when this antelope come in and I decided to take this antelope, again, I'd passed several, and I passed a couple that I should have probably took a shot at. But when they come to the water hole and get a drink, some of them will get a drink, then turn broadside and give you all the time in the world. Some of them get a drink, turn around, and they are gone. So you got to try to anticipate. So when this antelope come get a drink, I went full draw. And sure enough, he got a drink, he spun straight around, he went to the top of that little knoll, which was about 25 yards. And he just stared off into the prairie looking around. Eventually he did turn, and Angie said she had him for me to go ahead and shoot. But that time I was shaking. I probably shouldn't have took the shot, but I did, and I did hit him further back than I wanted. But he ran off. Luckily we was able to recover him pretty quick, and we had to hurry back to town to the butcher shop. 100 degrees, it don't take long for one to spoil. We got it took care of. So I was tickled to death to get that antelope. Again, it was a great trip, great time. We hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please hit that thumb up like button. We really appreciate it. You got any comments, leave them below. Also, please subscribe to our channel. Again, it doesn't cost you anything. We'd like to thank our military personnel. Thank you for your service. Also on this channel, we've got a bunch of short videos underneath the shorts tab of a lot of different animals. Most of these shorts are just 15 seconds. We think you'd enjoy it if you get the time. Now for a preview of our next episode of Friend Outdoor Adventures.